Path of Exile 2 is just cooler. So many games fail from the onset. From conception, everything is sanitized and spoon-fed to the player with extra care taken to not offend them or scare them off. Games that are typically advertised as dark quickly showcase themselves and are willing to quote-unquote go there. Path of Exile 2 is not afraid to be dark, it's not afraid to be out of the ordinary, and above all else, it's not afraid to be absolutely cool. This coolness permeates through all facets of Path of Exile 2, starting right from the very beginning. The character selection.
Your sentence is to be hanged from the neck until dead. Let your souls feed the first ones, and your bodies feed the land. From the neck until dead. A gift which will allow you... Stop the foundling! He's escaping! Get them!
Path of Exile 2, you are a criminal, or at least an unjustly persecuted one. The Count of the region has gone mad and begun executing citizens en masse. A threatening figure looms in the background as the crowd loudly cheers. All the characters are then promptly hung, the only one escaping being the character selected by the player. GGG understands that first impressions are important, so why not go all out for a character selection screen? Almost no games put in this level of effort to integrate their class selection screen to the start of their game, but it will live as a shocking first core memory for someone's first time playthrough. Boss fights are the centerpiece of Path of Exile 2, with over 100 unique fights, with many of them having their own unique intros. Whether it's the Colossus walking in through the darkness, or the Iron Count jumping down from his throne to face the player, these intros vary wildly. A standout example in my opinion is that of a boss midway through Act 1. You walk through a village, burned to the ground and the people with it. The enemies of the area consist of flaming zombies and explosive pigs. There are corpses hung all around you as you walk into the boss arena to see an absolutely brutal execution. The head of the victim rolls off the stage onto a pile of decaying rotten skulls, as the person next on the list cries out in both anger and terror. Remember that scary dude standing behind you during the character selection screen? Well, he's known as the Executioner, and it's time for him to finish the job. Path of Exile has always struggled with storytelling, with walls of text being the primary delivery method for an honestly pretty jerry-rigged together story. But Path of Exile 2 breaks from this with rich environmental and contextual storytelling, such that you don't even need to be paying attention to the story and reading anything to be invested. Did I forget to say that each character class has fully unique and voiced impromptu dialogue lines depending on the situation during the campaign? The Forsaken Sun is another showcase of an absolutely breathtaking boss intro. After we trek through multiple floors of the beautiful lost city of Keth in Act 2, we enter the heart of Keth, a boss arena with no loading screen. There we are treated to a beautiful environment, with braziers around us lighting as we walk and amazing statues to our sides. Dialogue plays from the boss before then entering the fight. Boss introductions are a massive part of what make a boss memorable, and GGG, led by the rule of cool, is doing their damnedest to leave an impression. The environments of Path of Exile 2 are as alluring as they are innumerable. The lost city of Keth, with its intricate, ornate pathways, traps, and terracotta army. The Titan Grotto, with massive statues all throughout the area that seem almost frozen in time. And the prison, with its absolutely stunning flow of water. There's an area in Act 3 where the inhabitants have literally gone mad and started worshipping an artificial sun. The sun is in the middle of the map, and if you stand in its light, you take damage over time. There's even a boss arena that is a massive legion of soldiers that move closer together as the fight draws closer to its end. All of these areas share a key design philosophy that seems core to the environment design in PoE 2. Every area heavily emphasizes that this is a location with a unique history and background to it. The areas are not just boxes on your way to the act boss. Each one is individual and has its own stylistic quirks that represent its history and its culture. The maps in Path of Exile 2 may be randomly generated, but the assets are so incredibly detailed and the layouts are so well made that it can be hard to tell that they're not handcrafted. Unique checkpoint locations in particular are absolute showcases, with amazing visuals as shown by this example of the Titan Grotto. Each act in each area has its own unique history, and history is super important in RPGs. There's a reason why most RPGs are set in a medieval-esque time period. It's a trope we can all understand and relate to, typically with enough of a twist to make it feel fresh. The broad themes of each act are as follows. Act 1 has a Gothic European aesthetic. Act 2 has heavy North African influence, while Act 3's Vol takes massive influence from the Aztec Empire. There are obviously 3 more acts, but they won't be in early access, so we won't talk about those here. On the screen is a photo of the UI in Path of Exile 2. Path of Exile 2's UI is littered with embellishments all over, with no screen feeling like a simple black box. At the top of the skill tree menu, all throughout the inventory, next to your health and mana pools. Some people may see stuff like this as unimportant, but I would argue otherwise. You spend a good amount of time in menus in games like these, and these type of decorations serve to keep the player immersed. For comparison's sake, here is a photo of the UI in Diablo 4. Readability may be the most important thing in a UI, but the UI in PoE 2 shows that you can maintain clarity while still delivering that rich and immersive aesthetic. You can see this focus of interesting visuals continue in the passive tree on screen right now. It resembles the night sky, with constellation-like clusters at the outside, in the shape of numerous weapons in different archetypes. The item art is another absolutely cool and detailed aspect of PoE 2. So many fantasy games fall into the trap of creating overly generic items that are just covered in spikes and blades, but just look too ridiculous and impractical to actually look cool. Path of Exile 2 takes a completely different approach, by taking inspiration from historical cultures all across our world. Fantasy games tend to over-index on a few different cultures, but there is so much badass stuff that is criminally under-referenced in media, such as Indian or Mongolian equipment, as said by the man in charge of PoE 2's item art, Dane. We've already seen many of these incredibly intricate item artworks that will be present in PoE 2, where there being over 700 unique base types, each containing unique art. Just take a look at this unique amulet. It's like a hand with tentacles and an eyeball coming out of it. It just looks so damn cool, it's unbelievable. And to think there will be at least one unique item for each base type, we will get some absolutely iconic uniques, not even accounting for their effects. The last point I'll make is this. Path of Exile 2 has the coolest logo I've ever seen for a video game title. The detail and level of quality in the animation is truly amazing. The off-putting imagery sets a tone for the world of Roid class you're about to experience, and the sound sends chills down your spine. The reason I'm referencing this logo, however, is not because of the individual quality of it. It's what the quality represents, and the broader meaning of that on Path of Exile 2. In essence, this logo represents why I am so excited for Path of Exile 2, and why I have been ever since I first saw the logo at ExileCon 2023, even as someone who normally does not get overexcited for games. GGG goes above and beyond. They seek to exceed the expectation of their player base. They want their players to be shocked by what they've accomplished. We see that from their league trailers, where they show massive amounts of new gameplay features that it seems almost impossible for them to have done it in such a small time frame. The essence of what I'm saying is simple. The design of this logo signifies the sheer amount of passion and effort that has gone into this project over these years. If Grinding Gear Games puts this much effort into a simple logo that can be this cool, it shows that they're going above and beyond in all aspects of this undertaking. While Path of Exile 2 is still a product at its core designed to make money, it's not just that. It is all the markings of a true passion project. It still maintains that DNA that why Path of Exile 1 was started in the first place in a garage all those years ago. Well, that's all I've got for you today. This video was quite glaze heavy, but don't be mindless in either your praise or criticism. Think about what you like, what you dislike, and why that's the case. I myself have certain things I'm definitely skeptical about in Path of Exile 2, just as I have things I'm super excited about. Nuance is a dying element in our world, and moving forward I intend to add hopefully meaningful analysis to this community. Do you disagree with me? Have some other thoughts? Please drop them in the comment section below, and I would really appreciate it if you like this video and subscribe to my channel. Thank you so much for watching.